Well, if I didn't shave my head like a day or two ago after watching this movie, I definitely would have been pulling out my hair. The Crow 2024 is about Eric and Shelley, how they actually met, have a little bit of fun. They get killed by a couple hench people. The Crow comes back to actually take their souls to the land of the dead, resurrects Eric to get revenge for him and for his girlfriend. I think I've actually already said this many times before, haven't I? Yeah, I have. So, we're actually on the Bill Skarsgård playing the Eric Draven character that Brandon Lee played 30 years ago. Is this movie any good in any way here? Well, let's stay tuned. Going with the likes, the first thing I want to talk about is Danny Houston is in this movie. Now, he's the kind of guy where I could kind of take him or leave him. It just seems like there's times where he could be really good and the movie's really bad, or even sometimes vice versa for some reason, where it just feels like he doesn't even give a damn a bit being in this movie, but everybody else does a good job, and it's like, well, okay, he's one of the negatives, but here's all the great things I like about it here. He's actually the villain of the movie here, and he actually is the best part of this movie when they show him on screen. It's kind of sad because, I mean, I love seeing some good villains, but I also want to make sure that my hero is at least somewhat equal to the villain there. But like I said, he was the only good thing I really liked about it. The last 10-15 minutes of Act 2, we get this huge action violence scene with the Crow versus probably about 10 to 15 people of hench people here with guns, and of course they can't kill this guy. I love the practical blood in this. None of the, well, I'll say it this way, for the most part none of it actually looked like CGI blood. One scene, one death where it did look like it was CGI, but since it was the only one thing, it never really bothered me. And moving on to the dislikes, the first thing I want to throw out are the two leads. You got Bill Skarsgård, who plays Eric Draven and the Crow, and then you have FKA Twigs, who plays Shelley Webster. Well, let's start off with Bill Skarsgård. When we first see him not too long into the movie, he's actually in a jail, possibility a mental institution, and they never explain why he's actually there, but he actually gets bullied by the other inmates, and I'm just like, no, Eric Draven should not be a wimp at all. None of the other ones ever really felt completely like a wimp like he actually was, because we get it that eventually he is going to die. But I never believed, ever felt sorry for him as a wimp, because I'm like, Eric Draven should be someone who's going to kick ass and still should be a pretty good human. Now, in the Brandon Lee one, he was already dead while the credits were actually going at the beginning of the movie. I get that there. So again, trying to go a different way with that there. But he never has the charm as Brandon Lee. He's not that great. I just never really believed a whole lot about Bill Skarsgård playing this character. When it comes to the makeup, it's like they completely said, forget the white makeup. We're not going to do that like at least the first three tried to. The Edward Furlong, forget it. They didn't even try to do any white makeup on that one there. So they took that away. But the whole thing, instead of it just being like, you know, the black lines going around the eyes and all that, he actually does kind of like raccoon eyes, and then it, you know, kind of brings it down to like the mouth. I'm not that impressed with the makeup they decided to kind of bring onto that there. Then we got the actress I just mentioned who plays Shelley Webster, and the thing is that her acting was horrible. She was not believable. Just the lines that she gets along with everybody else in this movie, I'm like, oh God, just I can't believe this is what the actors had to actually say. And this might actually be a competition between this movie and The Mousetrap, and if you don't know about that, that is the Mickey Mouse horror movie, or the Steamboat Willie horror movie. But my God, those two scripts was just horrible when it came to the narrative and the dialogue for sure here. I don't know anything about this actress, but yeah, this might be her first movie, and maybe I can kind of forgive her a little bit. I don't know for sure, but she was definitely not believable. I didn't care for her. I didn't feel sorry for her as much as Eric Draven's character when they're actually going to eventually die by the henchmen. It's like, they have no chemistry with each other, but you know what? Nobody in this movie felt like they were ever on the same page. Even the villains never felt like that they ever had chemistry with each other. It just felt like everybody was like, they were tied together at the waist and they were just kind of pulling away from each other, and that's kind of what I got out of this. I'm thinking, wow, nobody felt like it. The story was slow and it dragged ass so much. I was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I mentioned about the script, the dialogue, everything about this was just horrible. And it's just like, I cannot believe of a big budget movie. Well, this was the budget of $50 million. Still, that's still a big budget movie to me. I'll never have $50 million in my bank account. But the thing was, I'm just like, man, this is what you had your actors say, and the producers greenlit this after the script was done. I'm like, oh shit, this fucking sucks. It was just horrible. Oh, and let me go back to the two cast members, the two leads here. One thing that really bothered me was they extended the story about how they met, and they only knew each other for not even that long after they break out of prison. And the thing was that they just decided to start fucking at her friend's apartment. And I'm like, wow, you guys don't even know each other. You guys are still total strangers and you're just screwing each other just like that. I was so bored at times with this movie that I just wanted to take a nap. There were times I really wanted to just shut my eyes and just say, I don't care what the hell's going on. But of course, me doing YouTube, I'm like, no, I gotta stay up. I gotta bite my tongue. No matter how bad this movie is, I gotta finish it up anyways there. But there were times that was like that. And then the final dislike is actually, I gotta go back with the villain. Now, he actually has some interesting powers. They don't even explain how he ever gets these powers, which actually sucks. I want to know a little bit more about what he's able to do with these powers, and they just kind of show you, and I'm just like, okay, I definitely wanted a little bit more explanation about why they were doing this. So again, more script problems there as it really was. The Crow 2024, I'm going to go 1 out of 4 stars. Have you actually seen this movie? If you have, do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me a comment down below. We shall discuss it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.